Good morning. On behalf of the Council Executives and the General Secretary and indeed the President of the Union, is thank you in particular all the Union Learning reps that are here, and of course the many that are unable to be here today for the quite incredible work that you've carried out. I can remember a time in the trade union movement where perhaps Union Learning reps were very akin to what I would understand then, as many of you will, the health and safety reps. This was a brand new adventure almost for trade unions, and it enabled us to reinvigorate ourselves in workplaces. And you started to see where some officials and some layers of officials in the union have become a bit entrenched and a little bit stuck, that health and safety reps in the 70s and 80s were popping up in places in the workplace doing good work where union people hadn't been seen for a long time. And I think that same invigoration has happened as a result of the work over several years now of Union Learning reps. The union now is much more present in many more workplaces as a result of the work you do. And I have to say, it's a good news story. People actually sort of seem to welcome the arrival of a Union Learning rep. Not always, but generally speaking, welcome, because you're there but potentially to do something for them and theirs, as they say up north. And you know, people respond to that. And whereas sometimes the union official turn up can be the bringer of bad tidings, particularly in recent months, but down the years, the Union Learning rep turns up and almost always has got a good news story to bring. And it's done for little recompense, it's done without many opportunities to thank you. So I think it's appropriate today to thank all the union reps in RMT for the tremendous work that you've done out there.
Well, thanks very much, brothers and sisters. It's a great opportunity to come to the Union Learning Fund annual conference that you have, or the meeting you go and get together, and talk about the real issues affecting our members. So basically what we've got to build in, as we said before, the Union Learning structure is pretty new to us really, in the sense of the word. And it didn't, if you look at the health and safety structure when it came in 1974, that didn't really get going for another 10 years. It took about 10 years really. In some times, I remember trade union reps when I started work in 77. When I started getting involved in about 1980, there was union reps telling me that safety reps stand in the way of what they wanted to do. That's what people were saying. Who do these people think they are? They get involved in saying this, that and the other. So I think myself that as each year goes on, the Union Learning Funds will become even more and more established with their Union Learning Fund representatives, who will be the beacons of people, and it will be seen just the same as a staff rep, same as a safety rep, a staff rep, and so on, about doing their jobs. So what we've got to build in as well is that the Union Learning reps as well have got to be seen that they are representatives of the union. So we've got to make sure that the Union Learning Fund reps are union representatives. They're union representatives that carry the role of the Union Learning Fund with them. And they've got to be responsible as being part of the overall strategy of organising education and training for the union. Because no point is arguing for this, that and the other, unless we have every single worker organised within the transport industry where we've got negotiating rights for, or where there's greenfield field sites. So brothers and sisters, great pleasure again to be here. It's a bit of a relief, for sake of the words, that the funding doesn't look as bad as what it was. I just hope they're not using that as a tactic and then going to come along at some stage and say, what? But so long as the funding's there, we continue to deliver what's been delivered already and improve upon that. So thanks to all the team that's been doing the business, all the Union Learning representatives and the employees that have been carrying out the business over the last 12 months. We are in a debate whether there should be a Union Learning Conference as so. We're not got there yet at the moment in time, but we could develop that into a Union Learning Conference, which is on the stocks at this moment in time. However, whatever takes place, our job at the end of the day is to make sure that we get social justice. And you only get social justice out there if everybody comes from the same level playing field. And that means a decent job, a decent house, decent schooling, decent pensions, a world without war, and making sure that everyone has the ability to have the education to the same as the person next to them. And education shouldn't be on the basis of the size of your wallet, it should be on the basis of necessity for the individual that wants to learn. Thank you very much. Thank you.